Tud, Tud Flavor Tud, she is the Tud, she is the Tud. Who is a Tud? Toad, Toad, Toad. Why is that turn? All right, cool kids, we got great stuff going on today. Just you wait. All right, we just went out to the old karaoke joint, did some karaoke's. I let those guys sing, not me, no. All right. Anyway, so guess what that means? What's that mean? Well, when I headed out to the karaoke joint, I checked the mailbox, and let's just say we got an item that's come in. This one should be interesting. This is not a typical Josh buy. I was actually bidding on some 5 francs, and this was on the list, and they combined shipping. I didn't win any of the 5 francs, but I did win this. Now, when I bought it, oh yeah, if this is silver, we won. When I bought it, it says silver medal. It literally says silver on it. So, hold on. Oh, look, it's the babies. So, we'll see if it's silver. But if this is silver, we have just killed it. Because even with the $4.50 shipping, I got it for $3.50. So you do the math on that. $8. And that looks to be at least, I would say, depending on if it's silver or not. If this is sterling silver, we're probably looking at a $20 bill. I'm going to first weigh it. So let me get the scale. All right. And I'll pause it while I grab all the stuff that we need. All right. It's Toad. Toad flavored Toad. All right, we got our scale. We got our calipers. Calipers aren't going to do much for us on this one. But we do have to get our pingy thingy. Yeah. So we're going to use our brass. Now I did search on the Google's, and I did find others of these. I've seen them go for as much as $40 and up. Don't know if that means anything though. Now this is a metal. Sounds like silver. It is a metal. It is from Illinois, which it happens to be the state I live in. It is a charity award medal, and each one was individually, you see this? Individually, hold that thought, I gotta get the turd out of something. Individually monogrammed with an edger, or whatever they call these things. I actually own one of these things. Now let's look at the edge. The edge might give us clues. The edge was not shown in the description. The medal was made in 1938, I believe. But it definitely looks like, is it marked? What's that? Oftentimes these things will be marked. There's a circle there. Alright, I'm going to use my eye. Okay, the edge is not marked. Here's the details on the medal. Now the medal is for a child charity. The James J. Davis Moose Heart Foundation. Maybe that's it. Founder. Moose Heart Founder. Alright, so James looks, I'm not gonna disparage the poor man. He kind of looks like old school Donald Trump. Whoa, Donald Trump in a different life. Right there. with the children. Oh boy. So if the wrong person sees this, they could go crazy with this, because yeah. All right. So there's the creepy artwork. This was presented to Leo Le More. I'm gonna say more. Yeah, Leo Lee Moore. Lemore. Well, way to go, Leo. This is the Loyal Order of the Moose, PAP. In 1938, I was right. Yes, my memory does work. Moose Heart, silver anniversary. All right, we're gonna see if this is silver, guys. It sure sounds like silver. I could not find anything to verify if this actually is silver. All right, here's what non-silver sounds like, guys. This is a fake. You hear that? Brass. Brass. Okay. That's silver. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. That's silver. Guys, I don't know the purity of this. I can take it into a Sigma. My guess is it's probably coin silver or sterling, which means it's going to be 90 or 925. It is silver, though. I would bet any amount of money that thing is silver. I knew it as soon as I touched it, actually. It feels like silver. But yeah, we got silver metal here. Let us weigh it, and then we'll do what the melt value would be for sterling. We'll do what the melt value would be for 90% coin silver. Now, coin silver varies depending on the country you're in. If you are in Canada, for example, a silly commercial popped up on me. If you are in Canada, coin silver would be 80%, right? If you were in Germany, it's actually 80% for some reason, even though I don't recall them ever making an 80% coin, at least not for very long. All right, we're going to tar that out. Okay. And it's got us at 0.03 grams for some reason, but whatever. We're real scientific here. So I've got 16.38 grams. All right, so 16.308 grams. So I'm gonna do some math here. I gotta grab a pen and paper here, huh? Actually, I'll pause it. All right, so if this is coin silver, it is 0.474 ounces of silver. Because it weighs 16.38 grams times 0.9, which comes to 14 points. Anyway, the point being, this is a half ounce of silver, give or take. So I said about $20. I'm off a little bit. I'm off by $1 on my estimate. So it's $19 worth of silver. That's if it's 90%. If it's sterling, it's worth a little more. If it's something else, it's worth a little less. But yeah, I got no doubts this is silver, guys. We got it for $8, just under $8, I believe. Yeah, like $7. Well, the shipping was $4.50. The purchase price was $3.25. So yeah, there you go. $7.75 for $19 worth of silver. Now, if you guys got any information on this delicious metal with Donald Trump before Donald Trump was born on it, let me know. And I know it's not really Donald Trump. It's actually James J. Davis with little kids. Yep, those were simpler times. And yeah, it's the Sacred Order of the Moose. The Loyal Order of the Moose. Moose Heart Foundation. I looked this up. It's actually a charity orphanage. This was an orphanage for little kids back in the teens and 20s and 30s. I don't know when it closed, but what I do know is the silver in it's worth more than what I paid for it. And actually, I can calculate. Well, I don't know if it's sterling or coin silver. So once I know that information, I can tell you exactly what I paid per ounce. But it's looking like we paid, if we paid $8, $7.75 for half an ounce of silver. Well, all we gotta do is double it, right? So we paid like $16 an ounce. Not quite, but close. So yeah, that's pretty good in today's meta, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It might be 50% silver or 40% silver. Well, that changes the game. Now we're right about melt. So it all depends on what that Sigma says, okay? But I don't know why they would... back then, my guess is they're using sterling or coin silver. At that time, this would have been for people who give donations, right? And they're individually... So I don't see them going cheap on the metal. Yeah, they took the time to sit there and etch that for Leo. And you know, I do like these kind of metals. I have others of these, not like exactly like this, but I do have things like this. A lot of them are Franklin Mint metals, made by Franklin Mint for a company. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these. I always get them under melt, and they're always a little piece of history. There was one from a chemical company located right here in Illinois, and it's got names, and it was for, you know, so many years of the company, and blah blah blah. It had the name of the guy, his wife, his kids. I did a video about it. I mean, it's been years ago when I got it, but you know, and that Exnomia stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff. Tokens. I mean, my goodness, if you saw all the tokens that have been made through the years, you know, because in the old days, guys, a lot of people don't know this, but they didn't always have coins available, especially in like frontier lands, or, you know, say there was a drop in copper production, right? Or all the workers at the mint went on strike that year, or whatever. You know, whatever the case may be, it depends on the country and the place. You would have actual crises where there wasn't enough currency to make exchanges of goods and services. And a great example in the United States, right, was in the 1830s and 40s. Yeah, we had a real problem. And you would have the hard time tokens, which you guys can Google. That was a good example. In England, the Condor tokens, I believe they were called, is another example. In France, the banks had their own jetons that they had to give out. And I've seen jetons from Austria and other places too. So the point is if the government wasn't making enough, the banks would make their own back in the day. Now, in this specific case, we're talking about a metal, which is a little different Exnomia piece. It was never meant for circulation, but it does have intrinsic value. The intrinsic value being the metal in which it is made, and that's what makes silver so amazing. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I want you to have a resplendent day. I want you to like, share, and subscribe, all that jive, if you found this entertaining. If you hated it, let me know in the comments why. I'm sure, you know, the music... my computer's not working, so I had to play it through my cell phone, and I apologize for that, kind of, but not really. It's not like I'm getting paid for this deal. Find all the collectibles of your dreams while you're awake. If you cannot find them, then it's not my fault. It is your fault, because I'm trying to show them to you. And how many millimeters is your head, Cat? Let's see here. 83.3 millimeters on that head. All right. Bye, guys.